This one's for all my educators, my teachers out there who have been thinking about switching careers, but are not sure how to do that. I have worked with many educators and teachers, especially post-pandemic, taking through a process of self-discovery to determine if a career shift is right for them, and if they do make that shift, what it would look like. And I want to break down how that works. First of all, it's very clear there are there's lots of concerns, but there are three major concerns that educators, teachers have when thinking about making a career pivot. The first one is, what are the transferable skills? Like, what are the jobs they would actually enjoy and be happy doing, right? How do they figure that out when all they've ever done is teaching or educating? The second concern is the shift in how they work. So right now, they have this very intense full-time job, which, by the way, thank you for your service. But you also have vacations, summer vacations. So I've had some express their concern about, I've built a life around the scheduling of being an educator and teacher, and that is going to shift. And yes, and we want to figure out if that works for you. And then the third concern has to do with benefits, tenure, pension, all those things that tie to staying in the education system. And then if you leave earlier than that, what's the impact, and will you have job security on the other side, and how will that all operate financially? So those are big roadblocks, and there's plenty of others, but those are big ones. So we work through those big roadblocks and help somebody come to decide whether or not they want to change or not. And I would just tell you that about half the time they decide to make a career change, and the other half the time they get through this very, well thought out process and come to the realization, oh, I'm actually okay with staying in education. I'm comfortable now that the grass isn't green on the other side, that I don't see something out there that I think is significantly better for me. So I'm going to stay here. And I think that's important too, because either way you win, you get happier either way. So that first step in the process though, where you figure out where you're matched, that's where we start in the journey. And for me, it's always been about understanding your UVA, your unique value add. So we have to figure out what your transferable skills are. And there's two areas that I like to start. One is in your communication style, how you interact, because your personality will impact the types of jobs you'd be a fit for. And the other is in your workplace persona. So this is how you create value, how you deliver on the job, but we personify it so that you can visualize yourself in the role, okay? So when we unlock those two things and put them together, we can start to weed out a ton of jobs that would never be a fit for you and dial in on jobs that would leverage those strengths, that unique value add. And that's where education professionals can start to see themselves outside of education. So if you're interested in that, I have 2 free quizzes that I have educators take. The link's in my bio here, or just go over to workitdaily.com. You can even Google search Work It Daily Career Quizzes. You'll find my communication quiz, which is a personality quiz, and the Career Decoder, which is our workplace persona quiz. Take both those quizzes to get the results. And it will ask you for your email address. It's free, but ask you for your email address so I know where to send you more information about the results. But this is where you're going to start to unlock from the professional side, how you might transfer these skills. And again, no two educators are the same. So this is why I love working with educators, because they all end up in different directions. But that's the first step, followed up by the other 2 that I spoke of. If that made sense to you, like and follow me here and keep posting your questions. And if you get through the quiz results and you find it fascinating and you would like me and my team to work more succinctly with you as an educator, you can sign up over at workitdaily.com. We even have a 7-day free trial so you could test it out. But at least start with the quizzes. I love to give people free advice first, get them situated and thinking about this. It's a great first step in the process for any teachers or educators that I know, because trust me, either way you're going to win. You're either going to fall back in love with your job and appreciate it more, or we're going to find you something better. But the most important thing is to not stay unhappy where you're at, because that's not good for anyone, okay? Good luck, my friends. Go get them.